With this hairdo, I kind of feel like I'm in like Pride and Prejudice or something. Like I feel like Jane Austen. Anyway. Hey artists and art lovers and everyone watching or whatever. Welcome to the video. It's Alison, I think I said that. Just rambling. And today I'm starting a whole new drawing because I finished one after 100 years. Last video or whatever that was, maybe a couple videos ago at this point, it was Refusing to Fade. It's done now. My grand plans for it are still in the making, but I'm excited to have it finished. And that means a new drawing, like I just said. It's been a long time since I talked about the project, but Refusing to Fade and all the drawings I've been doing are part of a project about inner strength, which I was inspired to do over the summer when like COVID was going wild and all the protests, a lot of discussions about race. I feel like those topics have kind of fallen out of the headlines a little bit, like everything to do with like police brutality and just all the conversations that came up after George Floyd died. But I am still working on this project and I want to keep it going for a while probably, because those are important topics that I really want to use my art to talk about and capture like that moment in time, because this has been an insane year. I don't know, just what am I gonna do if I don't make art about it? Make memes about it, I guess. So this next drawing, let me grab my sketchbook. Oh, and while I was walking over there to get my sketchbook, I remembered to do today's good news, which I think I've forgotten to do for the last few videos. Today's good news is super cool. Today's good news is that a NASA probe has landed on an asteroid called Bennu and collected some samples that supposedly were there when the Earth was formed. How cool is that? I don't think that's ever been done before. So that's exciting. That's some good space news amidst all the sad Earth news. So the drawing that I'm going to be doing next for Inner Strength is based on this sketch. Tiny, really get big. This is like 18 by 24. I'm gonna do an inch border like I normally do. I'll just start doing that. There you see it. Okay, so the series is called Inner Strength, and this piece, while I struggle to hold a ruler, is pretty on the nose because I was thinking literally just about the phrase inner strength and like what it feels like to have strength come from within. And I was also feeling really inspired by like the mountains, because where I lived before you couldn't see mountains that much. You had to like go to them, and here I can see them like every day, and it's just like a new thing for me. So I've just been really enjoying drawing like rock formations and like mountainous landscapes, and I was trying to think of how I could bring those things together, because like what says strength more than a big mountain? It's a very empowering thing. So you can see in the sketch I have like a person, just like the bust. Bust is such a weird word. I honestly like I don't like it. I feel like it just sounds like I'm talking about boobs, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like there's nothing wrong with boobs, but it just sounds like I'm talking about like a booby person and not about like why did we decide to bring those words together? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, it's like the bust of a person, and then behind them in like a triangular frame is just a bunch, like a zoom in of a mountain or like a rock formation. And there's a couple things that I might try out. I might keep it a triangle, like, oh, you can't even see me. I might keep it a triangle like it is in the drawing, or I might do like an organic, just mountain shape behind it. We shall see. Like that might look a little cooler, but I also just really like triangles, as you know. Okay, so the borders are done. Like, I just have such a hard time with drawing straight lines. And they're kind of hard to see, but yeah, you can see. So I'm going to be drawing like only in this area, and I'm going to see about filling as much of this as possible so that there's not a lot of white space. I've been feeling like moving away from, I'm gonna draw while I talk. I've been feeling kind of like I want to move away from the white background and maybe do a black background instead. I don't know. That's just like what I'm feeling, and I'm gonna go with it because I can do what I want. So the first thing I need to decide is placement. Oh, this is so much pressure because if I make a mistake, you're all gonna see it. Well, why don't you edit it out, Alison? Because I'm too lazy to edit it out. And then also, like, how big is this person gonna be? Because 18 by 24, like, it seems like it would be pretty big. It's really not. Like, this face, that's too big already. Well, it depends on how much of the person I want to have in the frame. So like here, I really do just feel like I look so Jane Austen-y. Like this is a Elizabeth Bennet profile. Okay, anyway, so this is kind of, I don't know. So there's a couple different things I could do, right? Like I could do like this whole thing triangle or just a little bit triangle. But I want to utilize like as much space as I can, so it's like dynamic, you know, like, but I don't want it to look crowded either. I don't know, I might try this. What if the whole background is like rocks, but it's sharper in the confines of the triangle? That could be cool. I think I'm gonna plan on that and then change it as I go if I don't like it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start with getting this person to fit. Look at that face. It's beautiful, right? Okay, so I'm thinking of face here. I'm just gonna try to map out like where everything will be positioned, and I'll make it pretty after the fact, like I always do. Hair. What a queen. What a spectacle. I think that's decent, but what I'm gonna do now is try to get the face looking right. I feel like starting the new drawing is always kind of the most intimidating and kind of stressful part of the drawing for me. It's because there's so much undecided, and it's kind of intimidating having like the blank paper in front of you. I imagine, I have a few friends who write and it's like the blank page syndrome almost, where you get writer's block, I guess. I feel like every creative kind of has that, or anyone, I guess, has that intimidation when you're just looking at a blank thing that you need to fill with what you're creating. It's more real when I'm taking it out of the sketchbook and putting it on this thing that I'll eventually like frame and submit or sell or whatever. I just have really high hopes for this series, and I really want it to, you know, do well and be appreciated. And so when I'm looking at like the blank sheet of paper that I have to fill with words, it's kind of like, oh my gosh. So I've talked before about how I normally use myself as a reference when I'm drawing like a portrait type thing. And they're not necessarily self-portraits, but it's like I'm the easiest person. I have access to myself all the time. I can like take pictures of myself in exactly the pose that I want. So it's just the most convenient to use myself. I mean, 9 times out of 10, especially this year, I haven't been out and about where I can like people watch and kind of get inspiration that way. So I usually use myself, but this was one of the few moments over the past year, the few sketches where I wasn't using myself as a reference, and I just kind of like made up a face. And And always, whenever I do that, I think about what they say about dreams, like how when you dream about people you've never met, or like when there's people in the backgrounds of your dreams or something, it's not like a totally made up face. It's someone that you've seen while you were out, like while you were someone you walked past, someone who you haven't really noticed at your work before or something like that. So I wonder whenever I make up these kind of faces, like if this is someone that I've met and forgot about, or if it's someone that I saw that subconsciously stuck with me. So I think since whenever I drew this, this was the face that came to me, I'm gonna stick with it, but I'm also gonna try to make it look a little bit better. I mean, in the sketch, since it was kind of a hasty sketch, like the forehead's a little too big, the proportions are a little off. I'm gonna try to stick with the features that I gave this person though, and not let it turn into me, because there's definitely been a few times where I started with a different, like a totally made up face, and then it just kind of ended up looking like me because I would inevitably reference back to myself for something. So I don't know. It's interesting, and it makes me also think about like how artists have muses, and the idea of picking one person to use as like a constant inspiration that isn't myself, because I don't mind if people think that a lot of my work is self-portrait, because a lot of it is very personal, and it's like I'm drawing from my own experiences, and I'm putting so much of myself into the work anyway that it kind of makes sense for it to be like kind of a self-portrait. But I want to experiment with a little bit of variety and bringing new people in. Okay, so that's my stopping point for today. I got a lot done. Whenever I'm doing a new drawing, I don't know, whenever I'm doing a new drawing and I get to this stage, this is where I like to stop, because I can like ruminate on it, I guess. I can see how I'm feeling about the way it looks and work on something else, and then come back to it, look at it fresh, and see if I want to make changes. Yeah, that's where I'm going to stop for today. Good progress. Good job, me. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you liked this video. I hope you're as excited for a new drawing as I am, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, please like the video. Did I say that? No, do all those things, and I will talk to you guys later.